Hey, so thought we should start today's segment with the questions that I received through the week. I'm really sorry I could not respond on Friday to the majority of the questions that I got, but there's this one interesting post that Rajat. Sorry, before that I'd go back to Shashank Dhania. I hope I'm getting your name right, but question is, well, majority of your posts point towards living your life through the self-beliefs that you hold since ages. So, is it suggestive of ignoring what comes your way as advice or suggestions from around the world completely? Not really. I would not say that. I would say try to incorporate whatever you think is feasible with your life. Now, I'd go to different levels with reference to this, just to clarify the point. Number one, we often feel that we need to have a benchmark to reach to a destination. It works, but again, like majority of the times that I discuss with you, these things work for business. You always have a competitor, you look up to something, you have skills to match to, and then you have monthly targets, quarterly targets, half yearly, yearly, and then profit margins, you have comparatives, chart analysis. Can life be spent that way? I'm nobody to say yes or no, but logically I never felt life is that non-dynamic. You cannot have predictive risk mitigating measures to life. Yes, of course, to a certain extent of physical existence we can insulate ourselves from what surrounds us. But in terms of situations, if you sit back and think of it logically, everything that is happening has happened and is most likely to happen is going to take its shape just as it appears. No matter how much you think about what you are going to do in a certain situation, when the scene evolves, what you end up doing will be totally up to your instincts. So what works? I think what stands really tall in terms of grabbing any control over your life is self-control. You could practice a lot of self-control. For me, martial art has gone a long way in trying to train myself significantly towards controlling my reactions to things that happen around me. I've yet not been able to control the actions around me, but the way I react to them, how I involve to those situations, and henceforth, it's a chain of events. Hence, that is significant. Now, sorry, getting back to the point of taking advice. Phew, that's a very tricky question in itself. If you want to, go for it. If you trust the source of the advice, and if you totally want your brain to stay fresh as you perish, don't use your own head. Go by another head. People are to be respected. Everybody is to be respected. It goes without saying. People have experiences, they have exposures to different circumstances. They have a lot to tell you about their own life. And most of the human beings that I've come across want your betterment, unless their mission lies contrary to yours. In situations like that is when people tend to talk of your disregard or talk of your loss. Otherwise, the way human evolution was strewn, I believe people have been designed to protect each other. So even if not so willingly, anybody who usually advises you would wish for your betterment. So that is the question, no doubt. Follow advice. The question is, where does your target lie in life? Do you have any goals? Or is it really obscure? Is it something that matters to you? Are you a person who cares about your way? I'm not talking about your way or the highway, but it sure reminds me of a proverb a lot of proverbs, in fact,